One of my favorite places in Cape Town to come hang out is the Mother City Car Company, and I'm here with the founder and owner and operator, Mr. Artyom Denisov. Did I get that right?
Hello, Ciro.
Everyone
yes,
knows him as
perfect.
Art. I got it. Yeah, I got it. Okay, cool. So amongst all the beautiful stock that Art has here at the moment, I mean, look at that. That's a proper Jaguar, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, let's not get into the Jaguar story.
Well,
we don't have time.
We don't have
time for that. We don't have time to talk about Jaguar.
The thing you're here to see, Ciro, is obviously our little Z4M.
Yeah.
And it is right here. So come have a
Let's
closer
go take a look
at
at this. Oh, a Focus RS. That for sale?
That is already sold. It's probably one of the lowest mileage and nicest ones in the country, if not in the world.
What's the mileage?
It's a 2010 RS MK2, of which only 60 came to South Africa, 15 of them in performance blue, and that particular car has got 9,400 Ks. 9,000 Ks. It's a perfectly preserved little collector car. So.
Oh my God, 9,000 K. Okay, let me not look at that.
We'll keep it in the background of the shot.
Here's what I'm here for. So this is one of those cases where meeting your heroes doesn't go badly.
Oh, that's good. Thank you, bro. I've always known you're fond of me.
I'm very fond of you, Art. Okay, so it's in my budget, which is good. That's a good start. And it has probably one of the best engines ever made. It's a cool car for Cape Town, right? Convertible, Roadster, rear-wheel drive, manual.
Ciro, you and I both know that people after the Z4Ms, this generation Z4M, are all after the coupe, right? Oh, it's stiffer, oh, it's firmer, oh, it's a proper driver's car. Yeah, but this cabin is so small that you don't get a lot of chassis flex in this.
Yes, I agree with you.
So, and as far as sort of rattles and things concerned, well, I'm sorry, that's just this generation BMW for you.
So, in terms of, so what are you looking at for this car? What's the ideal number for you?
So, I hope you checked the price before you came shopping. But, it's
I'm just checking in case it's changed.
On cars.co.za, the car is listed at 319,995.
319.
That's 320 in non-dealer talk.
320. And what am I in for here? Tires, battery?
So the limit comes very close on the front tires. You run out of turn in, and you run out of talent soon after that. But these tires, I think they are like 10 years old or something like that.
So they've got to go.
These are 2013 tires. So if you enjoyed the drive with it on these, I can guarantee you're going to love it when it's got some fresh rubber on it.
He is a salesman at the end of the day.
So tires, you're going to need to put some new ones. I think the back is still okay, so you might want to use those for a little while as you're getting to know the car and just finish them off. Might as well, right? But the fronts are properly jeopardizing the experience of driving this car at this stage. I drove it for about a week when it first arrived in stock. We traded this car in from a sort of pretty well-known car enthusiast in our little car community here in Cape Town, and he traded it in on a coupe. We had a coupe. It was one of two Sepang bronze coupes.
I've seen it.
Goldy kind of brown,
it's
bronzy
pretty
color, very cool. Car had a little bit less mileage than this. That car had 100,000 Ks. This has got 120. So this is definitely a driver spec car, and the spec reflects it. If you go look online at our friend Dominic's one, Prestige Marks has got one listed for 569. That's double the price, right?
This guy taunting.
So you know, you're not going to go and drive that 18,000 kilometer car as a daily driver, and you'll maybe take it out once every few weeks. Whereas this, you don't have to feel bad about it. It's got mileage, it's got a couple of blemishes, but as far as drivetrain's concerned, this car's been thoroughly checked over by very qualified guys and technicians, so everything is really nice and taut and running smooth. The power pulls strong. But as far as aesthetics concerned, I think that's where this car's sort of main letdown is. So it's had a fair bit of paint. It probably needs a bit more paint because of this bird shit stain that's kind of just left itself on here. Somebody didn't clean it in time. Always clean. If you bird shat on your car, especially if a bird shat on your black car, clean it off quickly. Otherwise it's gonna go deep into the clear coat and that's it. You gotta repaint a whole lot of real estate. Look at the size of this bonnet.
Yeah, that's a good point.
So there's that, you know, there's a little bit of wear and tear on the interior, but this is exactly what we are presenting in this particular car, and we think price reflects that.
I think you've priced it right. I really do. It's a big decision for me because this would be, so I've sold a couple of cars, as you know. This would be the fifth.
I've also sold just a few.
I'm not a pro though. So
Stick with me, Ciro. Don't go to Dominic.
So this would be the car number 5 at the moment for me, and what I'm looking for in the collection is, if I may call it such, is variety, right? And what's quite cool is I don't have anything like this. I don't think the Miata qualifies, although it's quite a quick little thing with its supercharger. This is a different proposition. I've always wanted a naturally aspirated straight 6 BMW. I don't have one in the collection, which is important. So it ticks a lot of boxes for me. I think the price is right. You and me can maybe haggle later. But
look at the time. I gotta go. Nice. So I'm really happy with the car, the way it drives. I think you'll experience that just now, and I'm pretty sure you'll agree with me. It is let down by the front tires, but other than that, it's a hoot.
So hint, hint, I've never driven one of these.
Now's your chance.
All right. Woo! What are we doing, huh? Oh, I don't know how I feel about this. Right, Artyom. Does anyone call you Artyom?
Artyom?
Yeah, Artyom, is that how
Not
you
even
say it?
my mom calls
Really?
me Artyom. She calls me Toma.
My mom calls me Chi, that's why I have Chi 63 on my Merc.
Chichi, get the yayo.
Chichi, get the yayo.
All right, we're going out this door, that
Going
door.
out that door.
Clutch feels good, eh?
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that.
No,
yeah.
everything is nice on the car.
Yeah.
Just a few minus marks that I would allocate for just paint and body and a few other blemishes here and there. Like, you know, there's a little thing here which I would imagine somebody trying to get in there at some point for some reason. And you know what's kind of annoying about this?
Yeah.
Some of these came with cup holders. This one has no cup holders.
So the cup holders on my V10 were so sticky. You had to like massage them first, have a nice chat, take them for dinner.
Mind you,
before they work.
These cup holders are super brittle, just like a lot of the plastics in these cars. So I've had to replace them on other Z4s because they're just so flimsy and they break so easy.
I'm telling you, on my E39, right? Do you know the drinks holders on the E39?
Yeah.
They're down here.
Yeah.
So the first thing I ever did in my car was break mine, not intentionally. And I was like, they built this tank of a car, and then I bet you what happened is they finished the car, they all went to the brow house, got smashed, and then some intern was like, oh fuck guys, the fucking drinks holders. and then they all got to work on Monday with a hangover and they were like, just put them there, they'll be fine. So
how Italian are they?
Literally the worst drinks holder I've ever encountered is in the E39.
No, wait, there's worse ones.
Is there?
Look, I mean, Porsche's ones, the ones that pop out of the dash, those are quite a pain.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they also break all the time. You know, the way they talk about how do you use your Porsche 911 cup holder, and rule number 1 is you don't. Because the risk is too high.
Do you know what? What was I going to say? On my V10, right?
Yeah.
When the cup holder eventually comes out, there's an image of a wine glass with a line through it.
No wine.
And I'm like, who wanted to take their wine glass for a drive
in an M5? Yeah.
That they felt that image was necessary. So Art, I've never driven an E46 M3. So this is actually my first experience of this engine.
I've only driven an E46 M3 with an SMG box.
Ah, okay.
I had a convertible
was
E46 in stock.
What is the convertible one like? Is it
Loose.
Is it?
And wobbly.
Because there's no B pillar, there's no C pillar, so the rigidity must be quite low.
Yeah, that's a problem.
Yeah.
Listen, controversial opinion.
Sure.
What an overhyped car.
What?
E46 M3.
Really?
Come on, man. There's better cars out there, especially for some of the, like R500,000 for like a nice one. Even with an SMG box, or you can get one with mileage with a manual for $500,000.
Yeah.
I know there's better ways to spend R500,000.
So, okay, that's an interesting driving technique.
Yeah.
So, I really like the look of the E46. It's always appealed to me, just the aesthetics.
Sure.
And the color that's always appealed to me is the launch color, which was Phoenix Yellow. But I'm the only person who likes that. You see, no, wrong turn, Sean.
No.
Okay, we can catch rid of them. I'm the only person who likes that color in the world. You see, I knew it.
And then you probably like it with the sort of cream seats as well.
No, black. Only black interior.
Phoenix yellow cream seats.
No.
Especially when they go 15 years old and they're all cracking and
that's illegal. You can't go cream seats with Phoenix yellow. Whoever spec'd their car like that was just not a car guy. So does this car have a stock pipe?
Yeah.
Stock factory,
Completely standard, yeah.
Wow. I think it's one of the reasons why I've always liked BMW straight sixes is they feel like they want to be driven. Like you need to push them to enjoy them and get the most out of the engine. And it feels like it always felt to me like that was intentional from BMW. It's like intended to be wrung out, basically, going left here.
Yeah, left here. The sweet spot is in the sort of 5.5 to 7,000 RPM. So the trick is when you're on it and you've got a nice open pass ahead of you, you got to keep it in that rev range to be able to extract performance out of it. It's a car that you have to wring its neck in order to get any real performance out of. And for me, that appeals a lot. Because then the entire experience is different. It feels like you're driving fast versus like a turbo car, which just gives you power down, loads, jerks you, puts you back in your seat, and you're going fast very quickly. But there's a disconnect from you actually getting the performance from the car.
No, I agree with you, and I put out this sort of mini essay on Twitter. So I drove new manual M2, which I enjoyed. Then I drove the 8-speed ZF, and I said this drivetrain doesn't work. It's too peaky because it's always on boost, and you can't control what the engine's up to. It's just like I'm here, I'm giving you everything, fucking like let's go, you know. Whereas this, it's like I get low speed I get a lovely noise at low speed. It's bassy.
On this?
Yeah. Oh, I just had a motoring orgasm.
This is why I do what I do.
It sucks that they put speed bumps on this road. It used to be such a good hooning road. So what do you think of the shocks on here? You think they're alright?
I think we need to put new tires on.
Yeah.
And then we'll determine the shocks.
To my feeling, maybe just the fronts.
A friend of mine, Emil, he bought a Z4.
I know Emil. With the M10, M5.
Well,
M10,
he had an M5, now he's got an M2 manual. And the OG M2.
Yeah.
And he...
oh, what is that? Oh, it's a survey. I was like, oh fuck.
So he bought a Z4M coupe from me many years ago. He actually bought that car twice from me because he sold it to me after.
He does that, eh? He does that, yeah. He like regrets his decision.
And then he bought it back after about a month of me having it in stock. And so what he'd done with that car is he put it on BC coilovers with little adjustable little.
Okay.
And I remember driving that Z4M coupe pre-selling to Emil with normal OEM suspension. And then when I got it back, it had the BC coilovers on it. Man, that was a difference.
Really?
Yeah.
Better.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
It was. It really, like, you wanted that corner. You were confident that you're going to have that corner all to yourself with that car. It was cool.
Nice. I was doing some reading on this car, and what was quite interesting was the normal Z4s had electric steering, but this had the hydraulic steering from the E46 M3.
This, not just
And
the
then-
E46 M3, it has the rack from the CSL.
Yes, and then
Even
the rear
faster rack.
Yeah, and then and then the rear subframe is CSL as well, which is pretty cool.
And I
yeah.
think a few other little suspension
Yeah.
components as well. So remember, this was like a real BMW partsman car in its day.
Yeah.
So these came out towards the end of the Z4 production.
Yeah.
So from 2006, 7, 8, 9. And
my car sounds nice.
That's
Sorry.
not good. the 2009, there were very few registrations. And so it was like, you know, BMW M division was like, oh, we still have all this E46 parts available, so maybe we can put some in the Z4M. What do you think? And they were like, yeah, okay, cool. I mean, otherwise, what do we do with them? Sell them on eBay? No. so this is a real like M Frankenstein mobile.
Yeah.
But they took a lot of really good bits.
Yeah,
to
I
put
know,
it
they
together.
took the best bits.
Yeah.
Do you know, I think that's one of the reasons why, in my opinion, this is the best or the most undervalued M car right now, because even though it's a Frankenstein, it is a really good Frankenstein.
Hell
Like,
yeah.
it's not like they took like sort of, I don't know, you know, E28 M5 parts.
No, they took some proper performance
Yeah,
parts
yeah.
and you know, injected it into this body and this frame, which is already really nicely set up. This is arguably a front mid. It's the front two cylinders are just ahead of the front axle. The other four are sitting nicely deep inside, so the weight distribution on this car is really great.
It does feel, it actually reminds me a little bit of my RX-7, which is a front mid-engine car, but it sort of pivots around you, which is nice, yeah. No, I'm enjoying this, man. I love the wheel.
I'm gonna get into
And-
this has got the nice sort of thick rimmed steering wheel. BMW is obsessed with girth.
Girth.
So
Big girth steering wheels. That's what she said. No, I think that, and like I was saying to you off camera, you know, you said to me you're not that happy with the kind of, what's the word I'm looking for? Like the sort of interior
aesthetics.
condition,
Yeah.
But I don't like perfect cars. Like my V10 was perfect and I never drove it.
Exactly.
I just shat
'Cause
myself.
then you just feel bad about like putting a mark on it.
Yeah, I couldn't
know.
park it anywhere. 'cause
That's
I
the
was
worst kind of car
scared
to buy.
Yeah, I was scared of some durst fucking destroying it with a door or something like that.
Yeah.
And that made me think I don't want perfect cars. I mean, if you're buying to collect, right? I mean, that's fine. But I buy to drive. I want to drive my cars,
Exactly.
you know? Like, if you want to look at your money, buy a painting. You know what I mean? Like,
But
that's...
I appreciate cars, certain cars, as works of art.
Sure, yeah.
Because they have been, you know, engineered and sculpted by famous design houses and all of that, and they are very well collectible cars.
Yeah.
But then you almost kind of have to buy two of the same car. So you buy like that perfect, like, no mileage example, and you put that away into the vault, and you start it once a month and you let it idle to temp. But then you have the other one that's got mileage, that has some imperfections, that has blemishes, that you can nail and enjoy every single time you want to take it out. So, you know, there's two schools of thought.
This is a proper driver's car.
Yeah.
Oh, can I take it to the red line?
Take it.
Is that all right?
Take it. Just remember those front tires.
Okay, I'll try and do it in a straight line. Let's drop back a little bit. do a third gear pull. Sort of let some traffic go there. That should be fun. Let's do a second gear pull.
Do it.
Ciro. Jeez, it's quick.
Once it gets up there,
Yeah.
it almost like, it's like, okay, now stay here. This is good, yeah.
Jeez, it's quick.
Yeah.
And it's linear.
Yeah.
You know what I think a lot of like younger motorists don't get to experience is linear power. Everyone's used to the elasticity of turbo motors.
Yeah.
Because linear cars compared to turbos don't feel as fast, but they are just as quick, well, in most cases, or in a lot of cases. But it doesn't give you that whoa, that kind of elasticity that a turbo gives you. Yeah.
Sure, and that can be fun in its own way. But again, you know, a naturally aspirated car, especially one that's got a nice high red line like this.
Yeah.
What is it, 8,000 on this?
7.5, yeah.
Yeah, so you probably
Well,
take it
8
to
actually, yeah. 8,
probably
yeah.
take it to 8.
How's that? Take it to 8.
Take it to 8. So there is it gives you a completely different driving experience. I appreciate that sort of juicing the car and squeezing it for performance. It makes it feel like you are on the limit with the car.
Yeah.
And there you find sort of car nirvana. You know, that's where, you know, the hairs on the back of your neck start standing out.
No, sure. You know what this car feels like to me? And it's something I look for in older cars, and it's missing in new cars. So like, let's say I drove the new RS3, I drove the new A45. Those cars, you get in and you know what the car offers you is right there. It's like, cool, here's everything.
Yeah.
Whereas a car like this, I feel I could spend the next year or two exploring what it can do.
Yeah.
And that's when you get like purchase satisfaction. Because it's not like I've driven it once, I know everything about the car, you know? This I want to drive all day. Like, this is a proper driver's car.
And you can potter around in it.
Yes,
you can
yeah.
use it as a daily. You just adjust the way you clutch and the way that you shift. It is a dual mass flywheel, so it can be a bit clunky at sort of low speed and parking maneuvers and things like that. But once you've adjusted your driving style, you can happily potter around with this. It's not going to be tremendously thirsty.
Quiet, eh? When you're just chilling, it's...
Yeah, when the roof comes on as well, you know, you're quite well isolated.
Yeah. Actually, I wouldn't mind... Oh, maybe we'll do it back in the shop.
Yeah?
We'll do the roof.
Yeah.
Just want to feel what the headroom is like in the car. Like, I'm a short shit, so it shouldn't be a problem.
No, it won't be. It won't be. It's like a little bit of a bubble, so the curvature at the top allows for decent headroom.
All right.
With me in the car wearing a cap. Yeah.
You're fine? Okay, well then I'll be fine, obviously. Because, so one of the... I love my MX-5, right? It's a hoot, like so light, supercharged. It's great. But the problem is, so where the supercharger bolts on, that's where you put the aircon, so you can choose.
Nice.
Yeah. So in my car, you either take the roof off and grill, or you put the roof on and bake. So
I suppose
two options.
You know what? My favorite time. I'm not a big convertible guy, right?
Okay.
But what I do really like to indulge is when I do have a convertible car in stock and I do want to take it for a drive, it's that summer evening. That is the best.
Yes.
When the sun has already sort of dropped to the horizon, so it's not baking in your face or in your head, and it's still nice and warm outside, and there's like a little bit of like a balmy kind of air. You're driving on the coast. That is convertible best.
Honestly, it's amazing how on the same page we are, because when I bought a convertible, I realized that they are morning and evening cars. That's it. You take it out nice and early and you park it, or you go out nice and late and you park it.
That's it.
That's basically it. Yeah, I know, midday in Cape Town summer in a convertible is very unpleasant.
I think a convertible car, I mean, I see this from clients, right? People get really excited. Oh, my first convertible car, blah, blah, blah. After about 2 weeks of you know, constantly driving with the top down on every possible occasion, a lot of sunburn. They're like, okay, maybe I need to put the, because this is like stage 3 sunburn now, I need to start putting the roof back up. And then they start putting the roof back up. Then the next 3 months of convertible ownership is like, okay, once or twice a week they'll drop the roof, but now they're wary because they don't want to get stage 3 fucking cancer again, right? So then they start using it more sparsely until 6 months ownership where the roof comes on, and then that's it. They don't use it again. So if you use it in the right time, in the right day from the beginning. So if you take my advice when I'm selling you the car in the evenings or like before 9 a.m. in summer, then you can prolong the experience and the sort of the joy of having a convertible car.
Yeah, I mean, we're lucky in Cape Town. We have some of the most beautiful roads in the world, and the thing is, the coupe would, let's say, be better on track, right?
Sure.
But how often are you actually going to track the car?
Like a couple of times a year, maybe?
Yeah, most times in normal traffic, or if you're going to breakfast run, you're driving at like 8/10, at which point a car like this is absolutely fine. Yeah. You get the best of both worlds, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Look, if I lived in Joburg, I wouldn't consider the Roadster. I just wouldn't. But
drive it.
Yeah.
Here you've got so many amazing, like, from coastal to forest, drive an hour out of Cape Town, geez, anywhere. Elgin, Franschhoek, whatever. Yeah. It's the best.
Yeah, man.
So Cape Town, the convertible is very much alive here, and I think, you know, it makes sense here more than anywhere else in the country.
Sorry, I had to do one more. Of course. Oh, that's nice. What a fantastic, it's so smooth, it's so creamy.
Yeah.
Oh, just had another motoring, just had another motoring orgasm.
Is that like characteristic S54 sound, that like tinny?
Oh, it's so good. And 250 kilowatts out of an NA motor is not poor.
No, but this car's also quite light.
Yeah.
So it's lighter than the E46 M3.
Oh, really? Is it?
Yeah.
Okay. Dude, thank you, man. Thank you for this opportunity, man. It is just such a joy. You know, I mean, you know what I do for a living.
Yeah.
New cars have made me like old cars.
Yeah.
That is the point I've come to. Very few new cars put a smile on my face. Oh, it's way bassier than I expected, eh? Oh.
Look, I've had a couple of these, and for me it sounds absolutely standard, but I cannot confirm or deny if the catalytic converters are still in the car. I mean, it is of that vintage to sort of, you know, maybe pop an engine light when the cats are full of gunk by now. So
would you do a pipe on this? What do you think?
I wouldn't do anything to this.
Nah, leave it as is.
I wouldn't do anything to this.
I'm gonna
I'd put some new tires.
Yes. No, I could feel those tires. There's nothing there. They are plastic.
They're also like,
they are
literally
kinder toys.
When you're really putting it on, asking it to take a corner at some pace, you can actually feel them. They're like starting to separate. Like it's downright dangerous these times. They're not good. So,
but you and I are pros, Art.
Yeah. No.
We wouldn't have been.
We like to live on the edge.
Yeah, I like to live dangerously.
Edge of traction and sensibility.
You know what I also miss in cars? Dials. I don't want a screen in front of me. I want a needle that moves.
Yeah.
Oh man, fuck, I enjoyed that. Thank you, bro. Jeez, that was rad. The rest of my day is gonna suck. When you start a day like this, it's like, what do you do next? I'm just gonna go to bed. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Let me stare at it for a bit longer. Do the walk around.